They all die. Any fat people die as skinny people. They all die. So why not die happy? My philosophy anyway. I mean, you know, I used to run around with a missionary. This guy, he was so skinny, you know, he'd have to dance around the shower to get wet. And we was in sharing a motel room one time, and he's up over there at his bed, and I said, Brother Jim, he said, talk on it. He said, man, I said, what's the matter, Rick? He said, man, I forgot to eat today. I said, you what? I said, I forgot to eat. I said, pal, you want me to jump across this bed and shove that pillow right up your nose, down your throat? Well, brother, don't get mad about it. I said, what do you mean? You forgot to eat. How does a man forget to eat? I said, I was born hungry. I've been hungry. I wake up hungry every day of my life. And when I die on that day, take me by White Castles or take me by Burger King, let me get one last cholesterol fix, and then when they stuff me in a box, put my body out there, you come and lay a Big Mac up there and I order fries. If I don't jump up and grab it, you can say that guy's dead, man, put him away. I mean, I ain't never forgot to eat. I went to bed, you know, sometimes without eating, but it was by plan. I didn't forget to eat, you know. So many skinny folks, you know, just, listen, you know, I mean, you know, we're all going to get a glorified body. Now, I know, little, you know, exercise profit is little, and I try to do that. My daughter's got me this thing to this health gym, you know, brother. It's cool. I mean, it is. They got all the modern equipment you want over there. And I go over there, try to get over there every day I can, and I walk in and I watch them guys pump iron until I break out in a sweat. Then they go to the steam room. You know, I'm 62 years old, folks. Hey, you know, too far down the pike, you know. I do jog a little bit, you know. But listen, it'll make you're going to die. And you're going to be worm food. You're going in a hole in the ground. If Jesus tarries, one day I'm going to croak. I'm going to die. And so be it. I often said I've been praying, and I've asked God to let me die before the rapture. I do. I really want to die before the rapture, but most folks want to wait for the rapture. But listen, if you die before the rapture, you don't miss out on nothing. You're coming back for the rapture. You know, you come back and you be united with your glorified body, so you don't miss out on it. But if you don't die, you miss out on that. And I want the whole 9 yards, brother. I ain't never died. I don't know what that's like. And I you know, I remember one time I got something in my stomach and I was bleeding, preacher. I was bleeding bad. I mean, I went to the commode and I vomited and just knew the blood. I mean, blood just gushing out of the. Oh man, you ain't gonna bleed long like that and not go home and live with Jesus. And I thought, man, I'm gonna die. Hallelujah, it's finally coming. Okay, Lord, I can handle this. I sat down on the tub. I sat there. I said, all right. I said, I don't hear no music yet. Where's the music that them folk always talk about? I don't hear no angels. Where are them angels everybody talks about? I don't see no white light. Where's the white light all them folks talk about? I said, this is a jip. I want, you know, all I got's a bellyache. And I threw up again, more blood. But I noticed every time I throw up, it's less. And finally it dawned on me, you ain't gonna die, you idiot. You're just gonna sit here with a bellyache until Jesus comes back. And that's just the way it is. But one of these days, sure enough, you're gonna die. A friend of mine, my son-in-law, his boss, nice fella, just a nice fella, about 52 years old, went and took his physical, yearly physical, gave him a clean bill of health, good heart, everything's good. He went up 2 weeks later, he wasn't feeling well. And so he told his wife, he said, honey, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to go, and he went to the doctor. And the doctor, his family doctor, got the talking with him and examining. He said, I think we better run some more in-depth tests. And he went and they ran the test. And he set him down and he said, Mr. Brown, he said, I hate to tell you this, but you got an incurable cancer. And you got 6 to 8 weeks to live. And in 4 weeks, folks, you'll be dead. 52 years old, left a 48-year-old wife behind. Just, I mean, if you saw him, you would think that he was the epitome of health. Died 4 weeks after he got the notice. He wasn't in any pain. He just didn't feel good one morning. And within 4 weeks, he was out in eternity. Life is terminal. You're going to die. Now we make all kind of arrangements and we make all kind of precautions and like house insurance, you know. Folks take care of house insurance. Now, the possibility of your house catching fire, that is a possibility. The probability of that happening is apparently not very great because back when I owned a house, you could get a whole, you could get a lot of insurance, and it didn't cost much money because the probability wasn't very, very great. Now, I carry insurance on my car. Not because I need it, but there's a lot of idiots running around that got their driver's license out of a Cracker Jack box, and I need to protect myself from those people. But apparently, now I've never been in a real bad major accident in a car in my life, but the possibility exists. Now, the probability of me getting in an automobile accident apparently is a whole lot higher than my house burning down. Because for the amount of insurance I got, I sure paid an awful lot of money for this, relatively speaking, matched up with what I got for my house. And it was based on the probability. Now, when it comes to this business of death, it's not, it's not a possibility, and it's not even a probability. It is an absolute positive fact. You're going to die. You know it. If you don't prepare for that,